just to give an update on Garrett. Hello, I'm Monica with SkinVue. I just wanted to give an update. My son was hit by a car yesterday. Whoa, that was just not expected at all. And having to actually move forward today with my deadline of my next week's episode, or actually tomorrow. I keep forgetting Tuesdays. To submit that and complete that was really, really difficult to do when I was in the hospital last night with my son. And I actually was not expecting that. That's like, wow, Unfortunately, my son is 15, and I wanted to give an update because you're going to feel it in my video when it is aired. Definitely was not myself today, just going through something traumatic like that. It was heart-wrenching to see my son. The video of what happened to him just was a shocker. And yesterday, he asked me, we live in a gated community and have a huge park, beautiful place that we live in. And he asked to go outside and go to the park. And I thought that's exactly where my son was going to be. And no less than 15 minutes later, I get a phone call from a police officer saying my son got hit by a car. And I was in frantic mode, as any mother would be in that situation. You're just thinking the worst thing ever. And I left out of the house without my purse. I just was right there. And when my son, I seen him there, oh God. I don't wish that on any mother, to see their child laying there on the floor and, even immobile, basically, So we get to the hospital, and I share this because you're going to feel it in my video that I had to today actually do that, finish off that video. And it was difficult to do that with all of everything that transpired yesterday. But it's real talk. It's what we go through in life. And, I was at the hospital last night for about 6 hours because they were great. The pediatric team, they were really great, treating my son and doing all these x-rays. And he was having a lot of pain in his leg. So during the time that they did a CAT scan on his neck, just to rule out any broken bones. And they actually found a thyroid nodule there at the same time. So I'm getting more bad news, from the doctor. And I was like, wow, it was a lot to take in at tea time, really, so to speak. And so after 6 hours of testing, it turns out that he basically has a Hamel something or other in his leg. About 3 years ago, I moved from California to Arizona. And the second day being here, I was in a car accident, and I had the same thing in my pelvic area, and it immobilized me for a month. It was extremely painful, basically a big old blood clot underneath the skin, where my son, his is next to a major artery where they can't do surgery with, so he's out of school for the next week. It's going to be a long recovery for him, but the fact, going through something like that was just like, wow. And then today I actually looked at the video because there was a cam, somebody driving with the video cam in their front, and I actually saw what happened with my son, and it was like, whoa, wait a minute, it goes to show, you have your 15-year-old teenagers, and they tend to want to do whatever they feel like it when they want to and don't realize the consequences. He was riding a motorbike that his dad just gave him, actually. I was opposed to it, and I tried to tell him, don't do that. Unfortunately, what happened, I knew was going to happen. I just didn't expect it. And so I just wanted to come on here really quick and just say thank you all for your prayers and for, looking, reaching out. My son is okay. He's doing good. Thank God that it wasn't worse. And I went to bed last night just praising God. Like, that was God's hand upon my son's life. And then I had to, fulfill that, video to be aired tomorrow. And that was so hard, because my mind is distracted. And you feel it, but you have to meet a deadline and still have to submit your videos and things to the network. And so I had to do that. But I just wanted to come on here and just, let you know, hey, my son is doing well. And if you feel it in my video tomorrow, then you can understand, like, well, I had a big, like, shell shocker situation yesterday, like, just blew my mind. And I put that video on there just to give an alert, like, children shouldn't be, even teenagers should be a little bit, okay, mom knows what she's talking about when she says don't get on something like that, and sometimes we're a little overprotective of our children, and I am very overprotective of him. And now he understands. Like, yesterday he was apologizing to me, and he understood now mom is saying no because she's not because she's hip and fun, but because of safety concerns. Like, that was irresponsible on every level possible. But again, I just wanted to come on and just thank you all for all your prayers and your concerns for my son. And thank you, Jesus, that he is well and he's doing okay. And, sorry about the video, but you're going to get, that you'll see. But, going through something like that and still having to perform and, it's like, it was very, very hard for me today. I had a difficult day. I didn't even want to get out of bed. I had to take off work to take care of my son, and I just wasn't feeling it. It just hit me hard, to have to go through something like that. You don't expect something like that. You think that, you hear things like that on the news with other children or, family members, and your heart is, reaching out to them and you're praying for them, but you don't think that that's going to hit at home for you. And when it does, and then on top of that, we have to go through testing to see what this thing is, with this thyroid. So I was just like, but I did my best, I just wasn't me, so to speak. And so, I mean, it's real talk, right? Real things, real challenges that we go through in life. And above all, your family comes first, and your children, and everything that happened yesterday was just like, whoa. And then you're in the hospital, all these nurses and everybody's just like looking at you like, where's mom during this? And I'm like, well, hey, when your son says they're at the park, and then you're like, hey, my son actually got a ticket as well. Like 15 years old, I was talking to the police officer. I'm like, cite me, not him. I don't want that on my son's record. Unfortunate for him, he now has a ticket on his thing. He's gonna have to deal with the consequences because he was in a moving violation, not having a license on one of those. And I just wanted you to know, like, hey, I'm okay, my family's okay, my son's okay, and I hope you do enjoy the video. At best, like I said, you're gonna feel it in that video. You'll know, like, well, yeah, you can see something was not quite me. Just, when you're distracted, and something like that, like, it just sets in, and you're like, that's a lot to take at tea time. But anyways, I thank you again for all of your prayers and your reaching out and support. It will get better, I promise. And yes, my son's doing well as well. So God bless you. Jesus loves you. And, when things like this happen, it just, kind of hits home, and just bear with me, during this time. Thank you.
We'll make it. Sometimes when we're coming up on yellows like that and we're close enough.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
Should I go help him?
Yeah. Oh my god. because Julio's helping him. She looks like she's mad. Girl, you just hit a person. You dumb fuck. Hi, we're at Intersection of Broadway and Pantano. This Ford car. Intersection of Broadway and Pantano.
Oh my God, okay.
A Ford car just hit a bicyclist in the middle of the intersection.
Welcome to SkinVue, where beauty meets science. Today, join chemist Monica Contreras as she formulates 2 unique face masks, using different thickeners and a star-active ingredient Maltodextrin. Let's dive into the world of skincare.
Welcome to SkinVue. I'm Monica Contreras. Contreras, and today we're going to explore the fascinating process of formulating face masks. We'll be working with 2 different thickeners to see how they activate the texture and application of our mask, all the while incorporating a powerful ingredient, Maltodextrin. Let's get started. So let's first talk about our ingredient, Maltodextrin. As a thickener, but it also serves as a film forming agent, which helps to lock in moisture and to protect the skin. It's particularly useful in skincare formulations for its ability to improve skin texture and hydration. And this is our star ingredient, Maltodextrin. Now let's explore some other fantastic ingredients we'll be using today. I have lactic sodium. So it's fascinating humectant. So what it does is it tracks and retains moisture in the skin. It also helps to exfoliate and smooth the skin surface, making it look brighter and more radiant. I have goat milk powder, which is rich in vitamin and minerals. Goat milk powder is excellent for nourishing the skin. It contains lactic acid, which gently exfoliates and helps to brighten and soften the skin. I have quinoa protein. This is a plant-based powerhouse for the skin rejuvenation. It repairs, promotes, and provides protective barrier against environmental stressors. I have witch hazel as well today, right here. And this is also an exfoliant, and it tightens the skin and reduces inflammation. It's perfect for those with oily or acne-prone skin as well. I have propylene glycol, is a versatile ingredient used to enhance skin absorption. It acts as a humectant, drawing moisture into the skin and helps to soothe the skin's texture. I have Carbamar 940. It's a particular thickening agent that provides smooth gel-like consistency. It's ideal for creating clear gels and can hold active ingredients as well. So let's get started with our mask. We're going to be using 2 thickeners. I'm going to be using Anthem Gum, which is this right here. So this right here is a thickener as well. It's a gum versus the polymer. So I'm going to go ahead, we have our ingredients right over here. I'm going to go ahead and add in my water phase, and I'm going to add to that my ingredient, which is my star ingredient here. But we're gonna, this is my water phase. I already have that. That's a magnetic stir. So I'm gonna weigh out because I have 2, since we're using this in both of our masks, I only have 2.70 grams of this. So that is gonna go on both applicated masks. We are using grams. This is 135 gram batch. With that being said, that's about 4 ounces because I'm making 2 ounces each. The next ingredient I'm going to go ahead and put in is our goat milk. This also is at 2.70 grams, and that is here. And I'm going to go ahead and let that begin its process. What it's going to do is emulsify. I have to get my thing here to cover it up. I'm just covering that, and what it's doing is it's on this heat phase and it's going with our water phase. In the meantime, I'm going to get another beaker and I'm going to add in my propylene glycol. is right here. I'm gonna add this in as well. And what I'm actually doing is I'm going to hydrate this. You see it's white right now. I'm gonna break it down and hydrate this ingredient until it's no more chunks in there. Propylene glycol, glycerin will do this because this is actually an ingredient that is hard to break down into. It is water soluble both in water phase and heat phase. However, as you can see, like right here, there's a nice chunk of that ingredient. I don't know if you can see that right there. So what I'm doing with the propylene glycol is I'm breaking that down. Otherwise, you're going to have chunks in your final form of the product. So I want to actually break down everything and hydrate it. It's hydrating, that's what it's doing. And as I can still see, it's not quite fully hydrated yet. So I want to keep just doing this to hydrate both of my ingredients together. At this phase, we can also throw in our, I'm going to be doing the same thing with our anthem gum as well. And I'm going to go ahead and add my mica powder into this equation as well, because it's going to also disperse in here and break down. It's just a little colorant. In this phase, and you'll see here, once I finish this off, you're gonna see it all hydrated. So now that I have that, I'm going to go ahead and get another beaker here, and we're going to hydrate our anthem gum with propylene glycol. We love this humectant. I'm going to go ahead and take this and just add it right into here and do the same thing. Only this time I'm going to add in both of my mica powder with the anthem gum as well. You can see this is going to thicken up just the same. One's a polymer and they're both thickeners. One's a polymer and one is a gum that we're using in the mask here. This one is absorption. It dispenses a lot quicker than an actual polymer does. Now what I'm going to go ahead and do is just go ahead and add my anthem gum first. Just going to go ahead and do this get thick in here, but I also need to take away my magnetic stir in here. And I could be doing this. The faster way is to actually, I have different ones. I have a big, huge for manufacturing, and you can use an emulsion blender. But in this case, I'm going to go ahead and just continue to infuse this together. And it's already thickening up. Lovely. It's getting thicker and thicker and thicker. To speed up the process, you can use an emulsion blender, but I use a high-end one that's really powerful when I'm in production with my store, and this is thickening up just nice. Beautiful. This is a longer process to do it this way, actually. So I'm going to show you, this is very nice. That's one beaker that I have here. So I'm going to show you the final form of the product, both of them. They look identical to each other, actually. This one is the Anthem gum. And I'm going to give you a close-up of this as well. This is Anthem gum. And this is a really nice mask. And then I actually have my mask that's with the Polymar sample. Both 2 ounces equals 4. It's 135 gram batch. It actually equals 4 ounces. And that's what this one looks. 2 different thickeners with the great nourishing benefits of all these great ingredients that I just incorporated in there. And they look just identical. Same thing. And how you would apply this is you would actually go ahead and apply this to your face, leave it on for 15 minutes, and then of course just wash off. But this is an amazing mask. It's nourishing. It's going to leave your skin glowing and radiant with all those epic ingredients that I added into both these masks. So thank you for joining SkinVue, and I look forward to seeing you next week. Have a wonderful day.